All right, good morning, everybody. It's Christopher Leon Johnson here. So, I'm on the City Hall Plaza ground, and displaying what's happening right now. Let me show my face so that anybody can't say anything, they can't say shit. So happening in about 15 minutes. I don't know what time this thing will start. Yo, the major cameras here, and the reason this is gonna be a lot of big time cameras are here because in about 15 to 20 minutes, there's gonna be a rally. I didn't know about this until I saw people outside, and one of the houses where people spotted me out, and then I was trying to have a conversation with somebody, and they told me, "Oh, we don't do interviews." Da da da. She said that, but the thing is that, like I said, Housing Works is a nonprofit that gets millions of dollars in government grants and government money, discretionary money, to the point of capital funding, and they advocate on behalf of homeless people. So what's happening now is what's going to happen in about 15, 20 minutes is there's going to be a rally on these steps about this whole cannabis licensing rollout controversy that is stemming all across the city, but it's basically a statewide thing. So basically, the state, which is all done by Hochul, has a division within the state that's called the Cannabis Division, right? Cannabis division. So basically, division is responsible for rolling out the licenses for legalized smoke shops, right? Legalized smoke shops. So what happened, because they rolled it out wrong, and everybody said that, the whole political world said this, and everybody, insiders, everybody said this, like they rolled out the whole thing wrong. They rolled it out incorrectly. I said that they rolled it incorrectly too. The big ass bad rollout. So the rollout was meant for giving these licenses to justice impacted individuals, meaning people that came out of the jail system. That's the definition of a justice involved individual, right? Like mainly convicted felons, right? So they give convicted felons these licenses only. So you have to be a convicted felon to get those cannabis licenses. While at the same time, people that are mostly from marginalized communities who are not convicted felons don't have the luxury of getting those licenses. They don't have the luxury of getting licenses. So let's say I'm a black guy. I'm a black man, 34 years old, that lives as a marginalized person. They call me marginalized. I don't believe I'm marginalized, but the system says I'm a marginalized person, right? I'm marginalized. And what happens is, and I'm not a criminal. I'm not a convicted felon. I've been arrested 2 times, but I'm not a convicted felon. I never been convicted of a crime. I played out the ACD one time for disorderly conduct, but and I got arrested for some other shit I didn't do, but that got dropped. But I'm not a convicted felon. I'm never convicted of misdemeanor. Never convicted for violation. Never in my life. No criminal record, right? I've been arrested 2 times. I got 2 mug shots, but no record, right? No real record. Got a rap sheet. I got my fingerprints. So basically, if I get arrested and my prints come out, or somebody looking for me, they like, who person it is, my prints might come in the system. My name, social security number, FBI number, all that type of shit. They have that in the database, NYS, New York State, right? Right. So going forward, I don't have the luxury of applying for that licensing and getting the license. And to get that license, you have to put $210,000 up front. You have to pay $210,000 for the license. And you know what happens after that? You pay $210,000 for the license. Only $200,000 of that money is refundable. So you want that money refunded. Only $200,000 is refundable. It's crazy, right? It's fucking crazy. So you know what happens is that you get the license. It's a lot of rules that you have to, a lot of rules and regulations that you have to abide by to order to get the license and keep the license. What you can sell, what you can't sell, how you take the money, how you don't take the money, who you can hire, who you can't hire, the security, the cameras, everything has to be up to compliance. Everything. They check for everything. The flooring, the ceiling, the piping system, the bathrooms, what you sell, everything got to be like perfect, right? Have to be in compliance. If it's not, you lose your license. So what happened, because of the layout, they messed up on how, what can be opened, and what can be opened near what. So what happened, because of this thing, the rollout, because of this stuff, the layout, they have to, and you have to open, and you can't open these stores certain feet near like a school, mainly a school. Churches is kind of different because churches are all over the city. If I was a city council member, I would have introduced a bill with the land use committee and zoning to repeal the law where you can't open up certain space, you can't open up things near a church. But that's what's going on. So basically, the thing that's happening right now with this rally is that they're gonna be complaining about this law with this provision where they get their license renewed, and I'm not against them because they had the right to make money. Anybody that been justice impacted, or people that live in marginalized communities, need a chance. They always need a chance, and you never bring them down. It's like yesterday when I got Azar Ramadani, right? Like Derek Holmes, black man. I think he's a good guy. He's a little dickwad, but he's a black man, young black man, who's trying to do the right thing. I had to tell him, I said, bro, you need to stop being that tough guy shit, because that tough guy shit ain't gonna get you nowhere in this shit. Stop that tough guy shit, man. Just be a good boy. You're a good guy. Be a good boy. You know what I'm saying? Derek Holmes, be a good boy. Derek Holmes, be a good boy. Be a good boy. Don't fucking be a good boy. And that's it. Be a good boy. Stop being a tough guy. You know what I'm saying? Because that tough guy shit, you're gonna do that tough guy shit to the wrong person, they're gonna knock you the fuck out. Like Raul told you, yo, try, you gonna knock him, he gonna knock you out. Let's say, yo, bro, stop that tough guy shit, man. Like, yo, you're a younger black guy. I know you try to stay out of trouble. Bessie Plum, who's a white girl, gave you a job as a black man doing media. One of the most simplest job you could do. All you gotta do is fucking take pictures, videos, and edit this shit. And that's it. You don't have to do no hard work, right? But stop the tough guy shit. You're gonna get hurt by that, man. And I tell you, like, yo, stop that tough guy shit, because not everybody's gonna appreciate you trying to threatening everybody and threatening people and saying some slick shit to people, because people will smack you in the face when you say some slick shit. I'm real tolerant when people say to me. I'm not, other people, they might not be like that. They could be real fucking petty, and you say some disrespectful shit to them, they're gonna smack you, they're gonna stomp you the fuck out. You know what I mean? You gotta be careful with that. But the thing is that like I said, the layout was all messed up because it was mainly Hochul and a lot of elected officials so hell bent on trying to appease these progressive organizations, and these elected officials trying to appease these progressive organizations like Housing Works, mainly Housing Works, and Life Camp and all these corrupt cure bonds nonprofits. They rolled it out quickly without really doing the exact vetting and research of their own provisions. Now, the thing is that they're gonna say, you know who's not gonna be affected with this? The illegal shops. But you know the thing with the legal shops is that, you know the funny thing with the legal shops is that the legal shops are ran mostly by black men, black women, and Arabs, and sometimes Hispanic. Maybe it's Arabs, most Arabs, the Yemenis, and what's up, bro? Congrats on your win, bro. You're welcome. The Yemenis and blacks, right? Main blacks. Now, those guys and gals, most of the time, I think they're felons too. They're felons, and they been committed a lot of misdemeanors. Some are not felons, but they've been committed a lot of crimes. Convicted for misdemeanors. Class A, Class B, misdemeanors. But you know what happens? Guys, is that those guys and gals, they're trying to do something where, yeah, it's kind of fool of them to do it, but they could be doing way worse. And the reason those cure bonds nonprofits want those illegal smoke shops out is because they want the shit to be back to Wild Wild West. And what I'm talking about is they want it back to be a Wild Wild West because they know that if you have one black guy on the street beef with another black guy on the street for the same shit, what do you think is going to happen? They're going to fight to the point that one can't take the loss, and they're going to shoot each other. And who do you think wins? The prison system and the care about nonprofits. And people like, well, it's hard. Yeah, and people that from marginalized communities, they don't understand that people from marginalized communities, they have a lot of disadvantages, and people that are marginalized, right? But it's bad when somebody that's marginalized trying to do the right thing, and it's always some fucking people that is trying to find a way to stop them what they're trying to do. Try to do something positive. Might be kind of unethical, but it's always somebody that is trying to stop what they're trying to do. And most of the time, it's not the white guy. It's never be white guy. It'll be their own people that's doing this shit. Their own people. And it's little, their own people that's doing this shit. Yeah, she's back. We Blaze NYC. Nice thing.
Thank you.
That's your store?
Oh, no, that's...
It's like a sticker, or what is it?
This is from Cannabis NYC.
Yeah, not bad. So it's like basically like they take all the they gonna get rid of all the shops and stuff like that.
We support we are the department of SBS, Small Business Services.
Yeah.
And it's the department that support cannabis businesses. It's called Cannabis NYC.
Cannabis, yeah.
Yeah, Cannabis NYC.
And this is what we're part for. We're
Yeah.
the town managers.
Oh, that's perfect. All right, cool.
Staten Island, Washington Heights.
Yeah. Thank you. That's part of the agency.
We're the business. We're with the Business Solution Centers.
With the city, within the city of New York.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
We're cannabis account managers. So.
All right, perfect. All right, thank you. So, yeah, Cannabis NYC. Like I said, it's just like I said, the rollout is all fucked up, and it hurts everybody because those guys and gals are going to be forced to. And I think the reason the governor really want them back to school because everybody's complaining. Suddenly the governor's complaining. The governor's complaining. You know why? Because it's election time. It's straight election time. The governor of New York knows that this might hurt a few of her voter blocks down the long run, and she's trying to save her ass. She's really trying to save her butt, and that's all she care about. That's all she care about. I support this stuff. I actually shop one spot for cannabis is at fucking what's the spot? They call that spot? What they call the spot? Con Bud. I love Con Bud. Con Bud they do a lot of great work. That's ran by Cos Marte, which is Christopher Marte's brother. But let me keep it real about that, right? And I say, look, this is the problem. Like, you know why? Like, and if you're like, well, like, what's up with this cannabis? Like, yeah, cannabis is like that, right? Cannabis is like that for a reason. But I want to talk about this whole thing with like, why the fuck people go to so-called legal shops bigger than the cannabis? These guys, right? Let me explain why. Because to buy an eighth of an ounce, like an ounce, it's like 20. You can buy an ounce at a legal spot for 20. These people sell it for an ounce for $70. It's crazy. Because they gotta pay taxes. They gotta pay shit amount of taxes. They pay a lot of taxes. And the thing about it is that so you have all the you got Marshall Kramer right there. Like I said, it's crazy. Like, yeah, like because what happens is when you buy cannabis, it's you could buy cannabis at you could buy like an eighth of an ounce, like an eighth for like 20, while the other spots sell it like these guys they'll sell this shit for like $60, and no one's gonna pay $60 for a fucking eighth. Fuck out of here. People rather pay $20 for it. It's a decent price. But before you could buy a nickel for $5, in the old days you buy a nickel for $5. But the thing about the weed now is legal. Weed is legal. Weed is legal in the city. Weed is legal. And but the thing is that weed is legal. That's what it is. So we have house work. Like I said, the funny about house work is that they don't let people record at a store on Soho on Broadway. Yeah, Gail Brewer coming in right now. Gail Brewer, I think she's really cynic. Like somebody, we had a conversation about her yesterday. Somebody had a conversation. Yeah, she's really. I think she's really cynic, and she's only out for herself, and she does her own thing. And majority of the time, that's not good. And the thing is that she's a career politician. She's a real career, like a definition of like why you need term limits. I think you need term limits, and you have to make the term limits for everything. Let's say you do. 4 years, 8 years in city council, or 10 years in city council. The law should be where once you do 8 years city council, you gotta take a 4-year break from everything. There's no doing 8 years and shit. 8 years. What's up, Cos? What's up, man? I'm surprised to see you here. Yeah, I thought you left the retail association. You left.
Yeah, we're back.
Huh?
We're back.
Oh, that?
You know, man.
No, I don't. Oh. What's up?
You already know.
There's Cos Marte, Christopher Marte's brother. I thought you left the. I thought you had. That's a big ass flag. That's Cos Marte right there. Good guy, you know what I'm saying?
What up, people?
That's Cos Marte's brother. So yeah, think about it is like, yeah, I thought he left the organization, like they broke out and shit. But it's what. But yeah, like I said, people that are just as involved individuals. Yeah, just what it is. So like I said, going forward is basically like, look, the rollout, like I said, been saying before, the rollout was completely fucking fucked up, right? And one thing I respect about Cos Marte is that he said like he has like one of the biggest, I think it's the biggest spot in the state, in the city, Conbud. But he want to say like, yo, there's a lot of illegal shits around his area, but he don't rat, he don't snitch and shit. Unlike Life Camp and all these other, like they be ratting on everybody, especially Erica Ford and what's her stinking name? What's his name? A.T. Mitchell, who rats on their own damn people. So basically, yeah. So yeah, it's just like the rollout was all wrong, and everybody said that the rollout was completely wrong, and look what's going to happen. And now, like I said, suddenly the governor of New York want all these guys to start finding their new spots because allegedly it's too close to schools. All that's about the votes. All about the votes. Hochul was so scared of that being kicked board on our ass because you know a lot of those people don't live in the people that own those spots. Don't live in the same districts that they serve. They live in the districts that they open shop in. So she's trying to save her ass. She knows that. Let's say the shops or the owners, the proprietors, actually live in the districts that they was serving in. It'll be no problem because they can vote in that district. But other than that, they can't vote. It's all about the votes. And it's hot out here. It's really hot. Really, really hot. And I want to make clear that it's really hot out here. And yesterday, I think you heard about the story about one of the reporters got passed out at the Zoran press conference after the press conference, and everybody saying that shit was fake. And people don't understand. Unless you're out here doing this stuff, you can never say what's fake and what's real. A lot of people that say they just mad, they just want to run the fucking fail. And it's crazy. It's not right. What up?
You're gonna be great.
A lot of people here. So like I said, it's just like when it comes to this cannabis stuff, I said, yo, the rollout was all done wrong. And that's what happens. When you do the rollout wrong, it hurts everybody in the process. But you know the ones that's really not coming out, I don't see them, is anybody from Life Camp or anybody from fucking Man Up Inc. Because I think Life Camp got one of the first licenses when they got out. But where the hell are they at? Oh yeah, they're not gonna be out here. Because it doesn't, they scared, all they care about is getting that next $1 million, that next $20 million in Curabanos profit money from the state, and they don't want to piss off the governor. It's fucking crazy. You have a lot of these organizations out here. So like I said, so you got Cos Marte right there. He's a good guy. That's what they respect about the guy is like, is that he say he don't snitch on people. And I don't blame the guy. He know that snitching shit. He know who's doing this stuff. It's his own people. Black people, black men, young black women who's trying to make a dollar, who's trying to make a living. I mean, it's crazy. You can't do that shit, but there are people who just care about their own bottom line and they'll throw their own people under the bus just to line their pockets. Like Life Camp Inc. and fucking Man Up Inc. that had a press conference like in 2022 with Julie Menon inside the rotunda with the mayor saying that, oh, we got these fuckers out, we got our own people out,
If you're a speaker, can you please come over here?
Did you tell him that the first time? No. So I hate it.
Yeah, like. And the funny thing about Gail Brewer is that, like, she lives in a district where the people that complain about this stuff the most is her own. It's like her damn own people. It's fucking crazy.
Julian. Who else is
So yeah, the end of the day is
Alright, so speakers only. If everyone else can please move forward.
I'll say OCM, you broke our trust. You guys will follow by saying your sudden changes are unjust. OCM. Oh, I was just giving them some grace. But once we start out, OCM, you broke our trust.
Changes are unjust.
I've been thinking a couple more times. OCM, you broke our trust. Your sudden changes are unjust. OCM, you broke our trust. Sudden changes are unjust. Some of us need some bullshit. What's going on?
Okay. Hi, Bo. Give us a minute. We're having a little.
Absolutely. So you. Yes, you got it. All right, so kick us off as loud as you can.
From door to door, the property line.
OCM.
Schools are out of line.
One more time, we're gonna get it.
From door to door, the property line.
Oh, okay. I'm hearing the voice elevate. I got another one. Family suffer. This one is on the fire that we have. So, family suffers. Jobs are lost. Who will pay this food loss? One more time.
Are we good?
Family suffer. Jobs are lost. Who will pay the food cost? All right, which one do you like that? Got it.
Anybody on this?
Anybody what?
No more waiting.
Right, like I said, guys, it's like these guys, they can give me out what they want, but that's what happens. You know what I'm saying?
Special session. No more waiting. Special
This is all about votes. All about votes. And I'm looking what these guys want, people that's complaining about this shit. That's what happens. Something like 2026 is around the corner, and Hochul got to run for re-election. Now the state, they try to get all these guys out of here. It's all about the fucking votes. Hochul is something else. Hochul championed this stuff, and now she wants them shit out of here because she know, like, people are complaining. She's scared of the general election. Whoever is running against her in the general, probably Stefanik, is going to use this, and they know that all they need is 30%.
Speakers only. Everyone else will catch up later. Speakers only, please. Speakers only.
What's that?
Is Alex here from Bronx Joint? Alex from Bronx Joint.
The closest place to see to us on the street.
All this about the votes, guys. Votes, votes, votes.
Not here yet.
All this about the votes. They will admit that the layout was done. The layout was done wrong. The whole layout was.
You got it.
If you're, anything I forget, but if you're a dancing location like you guys, speak about that. Literally, they gave you locations and addresses. How does that make sense? We want to talk about public safety. We have that on our call, right? The council is also going to speak about public safety. That's what we want. We want to make this about lost jobs in New York City, lost tax revenue to the state, $250 billion. We want to talk about your guys' side of the house. You read that? to the facts, because the fact that they impacted you is not because of the loan. They impacted you because they don't have a shit to go. And they're impacted the other 50 owners. So the loan is one aspect that we can focus on. We're sitting down and we're going to be writing the legislative solution. But I take it the last one is that here, that this fact
Yeah, that money set aside. Where the fuck that money came from? How was this money available?
that makes sense, yeah. I'm just saying that's a greater conversation.
What's up, man?
Send me some pictures, man. I've been there a couple of times. Send me some. Where's his name? You're the first person I know that.
You hear what I'm saying? We talked already, right? So, how long is he going to be on the first row right behind us? Right? Anyone have any questions? Any questions? All right, let's all walk over.
Yes, man. Spoke about you.
Everybody take the steps, please.
All right. Come on this side behind the podium.
Oh, sorry.
Everybody can stand and be behind the water bottle.
Is recording, bro?
Yeah.
Water bottle. You want to bring it in tighter, but the gold railings, so basically where you go, raise your hand. You want it? If you're on the right side of you, move this way, inside, move this way. Yes and no. All right, speakers right here on this row with Fernando. No particular size. No, I know what you're saying. I'm saying because those people want to have their flag.
OCM, you broke our trust. Your sudden changes are unjust. OCM, you broke our trust.
Sudden changes are unjust.
OCM, you broke our trust.
Sudden changes are unjust.
OCM, you broke our trust.
Sudden changes are unjust.
From door to door to property lines, OCM rules are out of line. From door to door to property lines, OCM rules are out of line. From door to door to property lines, OCM rules are out of line. We're going to move to the next one. Families suffer. Who will pay this?
Jobs are lost. Who will pay this
All right, let me see y'all go a little bit louder on this one again. Kick it on. Yep, right, you got it. Families suffer.
Who will pay this cruel cost?
One more time, because we're going to perfect this. Ready?
Families suffer. Jobs are lost. Who will pay this cruel cost?
Got it. That was perfect. Right?
All right. Are we ready?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Sound check. Are you guys ready over there?
Just get identifiers.
Yep. My name is Osbert Orduna, spelling on the first name O, S as in Sam, B as in boy, E, R, T as in Tom. Last name Orduna, O-R, D as in David, U-N-A. I'm the CEO of the Cannabis Place Dispensary, located in Queens. We are one of the 152 impacted businesses. I am also the chair of the Service Disabled Veterans and Cannabis Association and one of the lead organizers for today's event.
My name is Sasha Nugent. I'm the VP of Cannabis Retail at Housing Works Cannabis Co., New York's first legal licensed affected by this OCM reinterpretation, and I'm here representing us and our businesses. SASHANUTGENT.
All right, good to go? And, names? All right. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Osbert Orduña. I am here with the Coalition to Save New York Cannabis for All. What happened on July 28th has been an egregious act by New York State's Office of Cannabis Management. Without warning, the Office of Cannabis Management on July 28th sent out an email to 152 businesses throughout New York State. And what they did in that email was literally turn our entire industry into turmoil. In their letter, which I can provide you a copy of, they very clearly said they would not renew our licenses at our existing locations because they had reinterpreted the previous regulations that we all applied for, under, which we all received our licenses. The 152 of us did everything correct. We followed all the rules, and for 2 years, many of us have been operating. You also have people here standing with us who you'll hear from today who have been waiting months after building out their locations for OCM to give them a final letter of approval to open their business. After investing hundreds of thousands, if not over $1 million to build out their locations, now suddenly, without warning, OCM changed their mind and attacked our industry. We have heard from many sources that they had this information in many cases for months, but did nothing to act on it and waited until July 28th to take this action against us, against our entire community. You have businesses that are card licensees. You have businesses that are women-owned businesses, minority-owned businesses, service-disabled veteran-owned businesses. You even have locations that were selected under the DASNY program by New York State itself, which are impacted. Some of those business owners you'll hear from today as well. Our point is very clear. We are calling on two things. One, Mayor Adams, you need to take a public position on this and stand with us because over 100 of these businesses are directly in the 5 boroughs of New York City. That impacts every single community in the 5 boroughs. That impacts mothers, daughters, grandparents, literally entire families who work in the cannabis industry who now have their entire financial future in jeopardy. You're talking about businesses that have contributed greatly to their local community that will now are now in a state of just sheer panic because of the miscommunications and constant changes in communication from the OCM. There are 2 documents that they've sent out in the last week which contradict their original document from the 28th. So it further adds confusion. We have heard from investors that were looking at coming into the New York market to help support many of the businesses that you see here before you to provide a necessary injection of capital after the failure of the DASNY program. And yet, because of the decision that was made in an arbitrary and capricious manner this past Monday, now those potential investors have pulled out because they do not trust the government to uphold its positions and to not further change its decisions. We were operating for 2 years. In the blink of an eye, in one keystroke, 152 of us businesses are impacted. Thousands of employees are impacted. Our entire industry is impacted. OCM has said very publicly that they're going to allow the businesses to continue to operate as long as you submit a renewal paperwork. Well, you can't on the one hand on Monday tell us they had to take action because they were so concerned that they could not allow violations of the rules to continue in their interpretation of them. But then on Wednesday say, hey, don't worry about it. We're going to allow you to submit an application and we're just not going to review it and hold it in a status of under review for potentially the next 10 to 12 months while this works through the legislative process. That's not good enough. That doesn't make sense. Our banks have very clearly told us, if you do not have a valid license, you will have to withdraw your funds from our bank. You will not be allowed to bank with us. For those of us that utilize New York State workers' comp, it is very clear you need to have a valid license. The New York State cannabis law is also very clear. It clearly says that a supplier, a wholesaler, a farmer, a cultivator cannot sell product to a dispensary that does not have a valid license. There is no such thing as an under review status. It simply does not exist. It is a made-up term that came out from an OCM publication last week. There is no standing in the cannabis law for that. So unless there is a legislative change, there is no way for that under review category to even exist. We're also calling on Mayor Adams to stand with us and to call on the governor to have a special session. We are projected to inject $250 million into New York's tax revenues this year alone. That's on top of the hundreds of millions of dollars that our industry has already contributed to New York's coffers. We know that there are talks of a special session in October to address the federal funding shortfalls that New York State is facing, and we call on the governor utilizing her authority to include us as just one simple bullet item, one talking point in that special session to save our industry, to bring transparency back to our industry, to restore trust between us as the 152 affected businesses and the state regulators, and ultimately our state legislators and our governor. We are aware that there are over 100 other businesses that are on a quote-unquote second list that are facing impact as well because of proximity to preschool centers or daycares, which were never part of the original law. We've also heard other measures of the law that they are reinterpreting. And so this is very simple. We need everyone that had received a license from the New York State Office of Cannabis Management that has built out their location or that has an active operational business to be grandfathered in as of July 28th. That way, a month from now, 2 years from now, we're not back here on these same steps calling for changes because they decided to yet again reinterpret the regulations. So we are very clear in that. We, the 152 and every other licensee in the entire supply chain, needs to have protection from our legislature, from our governor, so that future administrations don't decide to reinterpret the rules yet again and have a drastic and detrimental impact on our communities, on our businesses, and ultimately on New York State. Let's not forget that prior to the legal cannabis industry taking hold in New York City, we had a massive problem. Over 2,000 illicit stores were in every single borough, all over every neighborhood. They did not care about the kids. They did not care about the community. All they cared about was having their foothold. We know that those very same unlicensed operators source their product from transnational criminal organizations. They source their product from transnational criminal organizations that the 2025 DEA report clearly said is the source of the illicit cannabis. And so we are calling on the governor, the legislature, and the mayor as well. Stand with us. Let's do the right thing. Let's have an open dialogue. Let's come to a serious resolution. Let's not give our communities and our neighborhoods back to these transnational drug trafficking organizations, back to these transnational criminal organizations that in many cases even utilize slave labor to work in their respective industries. This is about New York. This is about the safety of New York and the safety of our community. So with that, I would like to invite New York City Council member Gail Brewer to the podium, who has been a very staunch advocate of the need for the closure of illicit shops throughout our 5 boroughs, and who's going to make some comments today in regards to the situation. Councilman Brewer.
Thank you very much. I am Gail Brewer. I'm the council member for the Upper West Side, and I want to congratulate everyone. Very, very strongly that you do the right thing. You're making our neighborhood safer. And I want to thank you. The reason I'm so supportive are, I think, to me, number one, yes, these shops make our community safer. I personally had 93 illegal shops in my district, and working with the sheriff and others, NYPD, we closed them, and the most beautiful shops have shown up. They are good to the community safety, they employ people, and they believe in philanthropy, and they've been supporting some of the youth programs in the neighborhood. That's what we want, and that's what we do, and I think we want you to be here. Number two, understand that I think the right measures were taken because the state liquor authority, you're absolutely saying 200 feet from this and 500 feet from that. And it's from the door of the enterprise, not from the end of the building. So the fact of the matter is those who were making the decision, and cannabis management, were making the right decisions, and the people who are in charge now, the governor, should understand that. These businesses are legal. They should continue to be legal. The ones in the pipeline that are in the same footage should remain. I also want to point out that this industry is changing the financial opportunities for New York City and for your employees. This all good is what you're contributing. And I don't understand why we can't make it clear if there's a special session. Yes, the governor has to put the topics on the agenda. And I do also call on the mayor to be supportive of every single one of these enterprises. If it's good for the geese at State Liquor Authority, it should be good for you. And you should be able to stay and continue your great work. Thank you very much.
No more waiting, no more lies. Special sessions saves our lives. No more waiting, no more lies. Special sessions saves our lives.
With that, I would like to introduce Cos Marte of the Conbud Dispensary. It's an operational dispensary. It's all. They're also a card conditional adult use recreational dispensary licensee. A great advocate for the industry. A great example of what can happen when opportunities are presented to people from communities that have been historically disadvantaged under cannabis prohibition. So, Cos.
You didn't see that, but a butterfly flew into your hat and was like in the same moment. Gives me hope. This has been like and I'm wearing Cannabis Retail Alliance of New York shirt because we're coming in as an alliance, as a lot of retailers that are coming in for not only this issue, but there's so many issues that need to be figured out in this law, and this was some sort of act of reparations, right? I got locked up. I was stopped by NYPD over 300 times. Do you understand what that feels like? I got stopped by NYPD over 300 times. They gave me a license for generational wealth, supposedly. I'm pushing generational debt right now. What am I supposed to do? I have 58 days till today to open up and move and find a new location and dress this up and get recertified. How the F am I gonna do that? How? 58 days to open up to recertify my license. I gotta wait for legislation in January? How? He said I'm not operating compliantly. How? I have 3 locations, 2 that are being affected by this. They approved me. You can sell cannabis legally now after we prisoned you for this. I did 6 years in prison, right? I had this hope, this dream, and it's being shut down in 58 days. What am I gonna do? They called me, they said, I promise you, you're gonna be okay. You could continue operating, but the law and the rules state differently. How? What am I supposed to do? I got over 70 people working, right, into my team. People that have been locked up for this. People that had some hope of reparations. Single fathers, single mothers that are counting check to check. Check to check. I'm giving personal loans to my people, right? We're doing the right shit. Fuck that, I'm cursing. This is crazy. How? I'm personally, Garrett, what my lawyer asked me, what keeps you up at night, right? This shit keeps me up at night. I signed a 10-year lease. 10-year lease, $40,000 a month, guaranteed by me. I had to borrow loans, $1.2 million just to start the line. Debt that I had no money for to pay with, that I finally paid. I paid all my debt in almost 2 years. Nobody's able to do that, right? Corporate can't do that. I'm doing it, and I'm doing it the right way. We gave 6,000 turkeys in fucking turkey drives in my neighborhood. I gave 2,000 book bag school drives in my neighborhood. This is never seen before, where somebody as a small operator, us as small independent operators have given so much more tax dollars than any other industry, right? So quickly. This system is working. Why break it? We're coming here to work together. We want to ask for permission. We're doing the right things the right way this time. I'm not on the corner street hustling anymore. I'm running a business. I'm paying taxes. I've already paid over $1 million in taxes, right? And that was just last year, not the year before. The system is working. Let it work. Why break me right now? Why? Is this a political stunt? I don't know. This is crazy. So please help. Please help. And I'm gonna, I just want to thank Osborne. I want to thank Housing Works. I want to especially thank Gail Brewer, because she's one of the elected officials that, I don't know how the hell she does it, but she taps her shoes and shows up magically anywhere, because she knows what to do, and she does the right thing at all times. We got Dana over there. Dana that's been working in the pop business for 60-something years. That in Village Voice, that's sold weed on the Village Voice. That's coming over here to legalize it and doing the right way. Pushing his own agenda to clean up the streets, to clean up this addiction that we're seeing in the fucking trains. Right? He has solutions. We have the solutions. They're working. Let's make it work. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what to say, but this shit is crazy to me.
Families suffer, jobs are lost. Who will pay this cruel cost? Families suffer, jobs are lost. Who will pay this cruel cost?
All right, thank you for that. Our next speaker will be Matthew Robinson from the Cannabis Retailers Association of New York, an advocacy group that represents many of the impacted dispensary operators throughout the state. Matthew.
My name is Matthew Robinson. I'm the director of the Cannabis Retail Alliance of New York. I've been in Albany my whole life. Today, I stand with all retailers across the state, trying to fight and make this better. I've been here since the beginning. I was one of the original stores that got chosen for a licensee. And to see the OCM and the governor's office do so much negativity right now when it's the hardest for retailers to grow is disgusting. Retailers gave everything, their money, their time, blood, sweat, tears, nights crying in the bathroom by yourself. This is what retailers went through to get here. And now that we are here, they're trying to take it from us. From New Yorkers, we should be appalled. We should be ashamed of what's being done right now. New Yorkers are strong. We stand together, we fight together. We don't allow governments to destroy citizens. Citizens deserve protection. Citizens deserve a chance. These licensees devoted their lives to this. And to see the devastation that I've seen, it makes me so upset. I talk to licensees every day about this. People are crying. They are ready to commit suicide at times. I have to talk them down because they have nothing else to give. People who have taken all their mother's money and put it all into their store are not allowed to open now. People who can wait on inspections for 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, because the government has planned this for months. This is not something recently that is done. This is something that is an intentional attack to destroy people, to destroy lives. All of the staff that these stores have, all of it, can be destroyed with one fell swoop if you close your door. Because that allows the illicit market to come back in. That allows the illicit market to sell cannabis to your 13-year-old kid, to my 14-year-old niece. That's what this will allow. We cannot allow this. We have to stand together in unification. I want to thank Osberg. I want to thank everybody that came out today. I'm not going to take up too much of your time. Please, New York legislation, councilmen, congressmen, the governor's office, OCM, make this right. Fix this. You can fix it. Grandfather these people in. From July 28th and previous, grandfather them all in. It's a simple fix. We're now 500 feet from school. 500 feet. In my area, in Schenectady, there's a dispensary that's 500 feet away from the school. But a bar that's 200 feet away. And it's okay. It's okay to sit at the bar and drink in front of kids right across the street from the school. But to sell cannabis around the block on another street where the school will never see is wrong, I guess. But it's not wrong. The right thing to do is to protect the children. The right thing to do is to allow these stores to remain open, grandfather them in, fix it through legislation, do a special session, and get this done. It is not complicated. Fight for New York, fight for retailers. Thank you very much.
From door to door, the property line. OCM rules are out of line.
Hi everyone. When the MRTA was written, all 152 businesses affected followed every single law. We were vetted and approved not just by the OCM, but by our local community boards and neighbors. We invested our time, resources, blood, sweat, tears into building safe, compliant businesses. Now the rules have been reinterpreted, putting hundreds of black and brown and small business owners at risk. This isn't just bad policy, it's economic harm in real time. We believed in New York's promise when cannabis was legalized, a promise that was supposed to uplift communities, create opportunity, and right historic wrongs. Shutting us down would not stop cannabis sales. It would drive customers back to the illicit market that pays zero taxes and offers zero consumer protections. This is also a major health and safety risk for our communities. I'd like to introduce Nicole Lucien, owner of Listen Lex, the first Black woman-owned licensed dispensary in Manhattan. Nicole is a brilliant businesswoman.
My name is Nicole Lucien. This is my husband Christopher, and we're the owners of the first Black woman-owned dispensary in Manhattan. Our dispensary. Our dispensary is located on 86th Street in Lexington. We are social equity card applicants, veteran, women-owned business, and we have positively contributed to New York City. What's not spoken about enough in these conversations are the benefits that licensed cannabis businesses have brought to their neighborhoods. Our location has a $70,000 surveillance system that we have utilized to help local law enforcement and our DA use our footage to capture criminals, to prosecute criminals. They've actually commented that our system was better than theirs. Our subway station at 86th and Lexington does not have security, does not have surveillance cameras. So if something happens on 86th and Lexington, the police come to us. They come to us for our footage. And we happily give that to them each and every time. So while we talk about how cannabis businesses are dangerous, it is important for us to remember that we are a benefit as well. We are a safety to the community. We ensure that everyone that comes in is over the age of 21.
Like my wife was saying, we make sure everybody is over 21. We use a system called Veriscan. Veriscan is used for passports, international, domestic. There's no way for anyone to come into our business and use a fake ID. So there's no possibility of any children actually coming into our store to purchase anything. As well, we have a staff of 26 people. That's 26 families who are impacted if we have to move. And the reality is, there's no place to move. So what it'll mean is, we have to close our business. You know, they have a term, I don't know if people are familiar with, it's called the Indian giver. That's what's happening. You know, Indian giver gives you something, then they take it back. We were given this license, and now they're trying to take it back. I went to prison just like Oz. You know, I was released from prison in 2000. It's 2025, and I've been trying to start a business and be a productive member of society, and I've been refused other licenses and construction and other things because the government, our state government stated that I had forgot to put something on my license, and that's why I was denied. So the opportunity came for cannabis, and we qualified. So I felt like this is a perfect opportunity to provide generational wealth to my family, to my friends, to be able to help people less fortunate than I am, which we do. You know, we come at a philanthropical side. You know, we help sponsor kids' basketball teams. You know, we help
with sponsorships and we support local businesses. So it's very important that this conversation is inclusive of the entire impact that licensed retail businesses have. We're not just selling cannabis, we are active members in our community, we're philanthropic, and we're making our neighborhoods safer. And that's important to remember.
Who will pay this group cost? Family suffer. Jobs are lost. Who will pay this group cost?
Next, I'm going to introduce Brian Lane, who represents the Empire Cannabis Manufacturers Association. You know, this is not just a retailer issue. This impacts the entire supply chain. This arbitrary decision and its poor execution on July 28th impacts the entire cannabis supply chain. So Brian Lane is going to speak about how this impacts cultivators, processors, your farmers, how this impacts their communities.
Thank you, everybody. My name is Brian Lane. I'm the compliance officer and one of the founders of No Wave, one of the largest processors in New York State. We personally have been around since 2019, the hemp bill, so we've seen this whole industry from the beginning. As a compliance officer, we are GMP certified. We have to be at the dietary supplement level of 114. The money that goes behind that. We are here not only to support our brands, but also these retailers for a situation that is unfair to all of them. What we are asking for is, number one, for the governor to act on this very quickly and to fix this. Number two, the mayor to back this up. But number three, we're looking for everybody to understand why this is an issue. The Office of Cannabis Management set up our whole system and regulation based on the alcohol regulations, which is probably one of the best in the nation if people don't know. The two-tier system allows for the most brands of any state. We have that here, but that is now being put in question. Why? Because if we lose stores, we're definitely going to move stuff back to the illicit market, because as our politicians stated earlier, there will be more illegal stores coming back when these close, if they close. These are all safe distance. If you can see a bar within 200 feet of a school, that's got actually a label on it with a brand on the sign, so you know it's a bar. We can't even do that at our dispensaries. In most cases, people don't even know it's a legal dispensary is at its location. Let's be very realistic. This will cost the whole industry tens of millions of dollars from the farmers that have already struggled with the original injunction several years ago when there was only 23 open. And then now this would not only hurt the retailers, but this is going to hurt the processors. It's going to hurt the brands. You're going to lose some of the smaller brands maybe with this, which is something we've been over 500 brands in New York State, guys. Look it up. It's one of the most robust, diverse cannabis industries in the nation right now. And the reason why is not only because it's basically because these retailers are educating the public. I mean, guys, let's think about this. Our target market, the most people coming in are 35 to 55-year-olds. They want to be educated when they come in, and these retailers are educated. They're helping the community. They're turning it back. And to put something in perspective on the financial side, everybody, this plant is still covered by Schedule 1. We can't get loans like everybody else got. So all these people out here, they're going to have to get new loans for this stuff, is at a predatory rate of probably 18% or higher. Let's put that in perspective, guys. So some of these people, the loans they've heard you take out, they're paying 15 to 20% interest on some of these loans. Let's put this is real life stuff. We need to have this. Thank you. We need to have this treated like the alcohol industry. Just to put it in perspective, you can have a sweet tarts bottle of vodka. In a dispensary, you can have anything that targets children in dispensaries, but in liquor stores, you can have a Sweet Tarts vodka bottle, right in 200 feet from the school. And we put things in perspective. Thank you.
All right, next we're gonna have Jillian, a woman-owned dispensary called Yerba Buena, who is operational. Jillian.
Hello, everybody, and I thank you for taking the time to hear what we have to say. I am a woman-owned business. I have a felony for cannabis. My father was incarcerated for cannabis. We are a woman-owned minority business located in downtown Brooklyn. Make no mistake, this was supposed to be about generational wealth or reparations. What they're doing is continuing the persecution of cannabis by starting and doing this, following through with this rule. I'm here to speak about the critical mistake that New York says they have made, except this was no mistake. This process was vetted by multiple agencies before being approved and then relied upon by 152 applicants and licensees. We've all given deposits, we've been given personal guarantees, we've done build-outs that cost hundreds of thousands of dollars. I employ 22 people and their families, and that doesn't include all of the other people like accountants, social media. I mean, I'm a part of this community, and now we're facing financial ruin. And not for anything that we did. Nobody wants to take accountability for that. The truth is the state has checks and balances, and they went through all the proper channels. Here we are still facing financial ruin. This was an attack by the current administration and a betrayal on cannabis, and I urge the governor and I urge the mayor to stand up for us. Woo!
Next, we're going to introduce Fernando and Suzanne, Late Bloomer Dispensary located in Queens. They are not only are they impacted by this by being on the list of 152 businesses. They are actually their location was actually selected by New York State as they were one of the original DASNY locations that New York State itself identified, and now they're in this situation. Fernando.
Woo!
Yeah.
Hi, my name is Fernando Peña. This is my wife, Suzanne Pomona. This is what the cannabis industry looks like. One of the people behind us. Yes, we were one of the first 35 people in the first round to get licensed. Women-owned businesses. Sue had to apply, thanks to this program. So yes, saddled with this incredible loan, just look into it. It's made to make us fail. If that isn't bad enough, then with this proximity thing, there's at least 7 government agencies that okayed this. You flowed through all these routes and said it's okay. By 9 feet, over a supermarket, through a block. Now, we could be done, okay? And that means that we're going to be saddled with not only last year's taxes, but then this year's operational taxes. If we don't open, how are people like us going to come up with $500,000 to pay Uncle Sam? Everybody's getting paid. We're paying everything. We're paying our loans, we're paying our vendors, we're paying our rent. We're business people. I actually like paying taxes. So I pay a lot of tax, I'm making a lot of money. Now look at all of us, 150, right? 88 in the city. This is ridiculous. Please, mayor, governor, you know what? I want the governor to come to our shop. Stand with me on the corner. Watch people say hello. Watch everybody stop by. Just stop by and smile and have a quick conversation. All right? We're an asset, right? We were chosen to be custodians of this emerging industry. I think we're doing great, but now we can't sleep. Right? It's generational wealth was dangled in front of us. Now we're gonna have generational debt. You know, getting into arguments over this shit. So please, mayor, governor, representatives, legislators, fix this, all right? I don't want to go to financial jail. Thank you.
Next speaker is going to be Nubia from Residue Dispensary. She is one of the businesses that has fully built out their business They've been waiting for weeks and weeks for OCM to give them that final piece of paper that allows them to open their doors. In the meantime, they've had employees standing by, ready to start their first day of work, that have been unable to do so because of this action by OCM.
Hi, my name is Nubia Ashley, and I'm representing Residue, which is in Hell's Kitchen at 723 11th Avenue. And I am coming here because I am waiting for an approval to open. My dispensary is fully built out, and I am also on loans, have a full staff from my sister who is helping me, and we were supposed to be building generational wealth, and now my whole family is devastated. And I haven't even gotten started. I'm one of the very few 100% women-owned, black women-owned dispensaries in the state of New York, as well as the country. And I would like for you guys to help me before my doors get closed, and I am in debt before I even get started to make a dollar. So thank you guys, and I do call on the governor as well as the mayor to help us in this situation and help us all get open and stay open.
The Senate he got to me. OCM, you broke our trust. Your Senate changes are unjust. OCM, you broke our trust. Your Senate changes are unjust.
Our next speaker is Alex Orteo from the Bronx Joint. He has an operational dispensary in the Bronx. He is also a Dasney location. So what does that mean? That means that on top of their normal operating costs for their lease space, they also took out a loan from the Dormitory Authority of the State of New York in this program that also saddles Dasney locations with additional debt for those loans that in many cases have rates as high as 18 to 20%. So there's a lot going on and a lot at stake for all of the businesses, including those that are Dasney locations. Alex?
Hello everyone, my name is Alex. I'm with owner of Bronx Joint. It's a family-owned and operated business. We dedicated our last 3 years to get the store going. We've been operational for a year and a half now. We got over 15 employees that become family. And even the community has become family. We serve people daily. We have a good relationship with the Bronx Community Board too. We are in good communication with the 42nd precinct, 41st precinct, and we really serve our community. Our bartenders do a great job. Right now, we're stuck in a situation where we're 15 feet too close to a school. So now, all this dedicated, both time and money is being taken away. And it's going to be impossible to find a location in that same proximity just based off how the city's built. We're just asking for the governor to convene a session to make us whole so we can continue looking into the future rather now trying to move forward and still thinking about even if we're going to make it to March when we have to renew. So I wanted to say thank you to Osborne for bringing this all together.
I would like to take a moment to thank our collaborators that assisted us in putting this event together. The Cannabis Place, Con Bud, Bliss and Lex, Yerba Buena, Brooklyn Green, Legacy Dispensaries, Central Flowers, DPA, the NAACP, Housing Works, and in addition to that, the Service Disabled Veterans and Cannabis Association, the Cannabis Retail Association of New York. This concludes our speaker portion of this. Before we conclude, are there any questions from the media?
Yeah, I do. I have a question.
Go ahead, please speak up.
My name is Christopher Leon Johnson. I want to know, do you think that this rollout is this initiative Governor Hochul's trying to do is because of the next year's gubernatorial election between her and Stefanik, Elise Stefanik? What do you think about that? Do you think this is about getting you guys out because of the voter blocks, like votes and stuff like that?
You know, we can't opine on that, right? We don't have any information on that. You know, the reality is this. The issue right now is the governor is the only person that can actually take immediate action to save our industry, to correct this wrong, to correct this reinterpretation of the regulations that was done in such a haphazard and careless manner. So, you know, the Governor Hochul is the only person that is currently in office that can solve this and bring this to the agenda if there's a special session, to make this one of the bullet points in the special session. So we call on Governor Hochul to show leadership in this particular situation. Are there any other questions?
We do have a QR code for folks to sign up and reach out to the governor's office to make your voices heard. So if you do want to scan this before you're leaving, that would be great. Thank you for coming.
Thank you. Want to thank all the different media outlets for your support, for being here today to tell our story, which is a very impactful story for all of New York. And we also want to share that we have additional rallies that are going to be held at other locations, both in the city and throughout the state. So we will keep you informed of that as well. I want to thank everyone who's here that showed up today to be a part of this. I know that there were literally thousands of others that reached out to us on social media and through other platforms that send their support, that could not be here in this moment, but that we know we can count on for future actions as well. So thank you to all of you. On that note, I want us to finish with this one last chant. OCM, you broke our trust. Your sudden changes are unjust.
OCM, you broke our trust. Your sudden changes are unjust.
OCM, you broke our trust. Your sudden changes are unjust. OCM, you broke our trust. Your sudden changes are unjust.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. If you need media contact, if you want any direct comment, please let me know, and I'll also identify other speakers as well.
So, all right, that's done. I think you heard my question. Guys. About that, I say, look, I think they know what's going on. I think they know what's really going on. And the guy's a veteran, so I don't think he's trying to be political, but this is all political. Really political, straight political. To the point where Hochul, they know that real political, really, really political. So I'm about to log off. I'm about to get out of it. Really, really political, straight political. So my phone is hot. 11:33 right now. So yeah, really, really political. Really, really political. So I'm about to log off. Happy Friday. Take care. Later.